Hey friends! Today we're here to talk about the truth about recycling. And it is a hard truth to face. So I have felt like I've been pretty much at zero waste since the 1st of August 2020. But since I still have some things going in the recycling, I am not at zero. And this is because, well, only about 10% of everything that we recycle actually gets recycled. I went to the eco station local to me and they indicated that recycling is a business. And so in speaking to them, I learned that if there are not vendors to buy these things we put in our recycling bins who are willing to pay to put those things through the recycling process, then they don't get recycled. They end up in landfills or oceans. Also, a lot of our waste in the US and Canada and other countries is shipped to China and other countries that may or may not be willing to recycle all of that product and plastic. And so I did find a site that I'll link below, and it indicates more information on this for you to peruse. If you want to continue researching, you could start with this site. And just as a highlight, it says recycling is broken, and it does indicate that less than 10% of everything that goes in our bins is recycled. And the why is because it's a business. Recycling is a business, and it's an expensive business. It costs money to put any of those recyclable goods through the recycling process. So if there isn't any vendors willing to do that, it doesn't get done, and that recycling is not recycled. And so it also indicates 8 million metric tons, approximately 8 million metric tons of plastic ends up in the oceans every year, and that is out of recycling bins. Yeah. So most of those plastics, plastic packaging, plastic anything, and other recycled goods not getting recycled. And it's just like mind-boggling, really, like especially if you've never heard of this before at all when you first hear of it. And so also a lot of municipalities, they charge extra money for your taxes in order to have composting and or recycling projects initiated in the community. And you divide your waste and your recycling and your compost, or even just waste and recycling, and you think it's being taken care of properly, when really a lot of places, and if you're one of those places, you'll see it happen sometime, where one truck takes everything. That one truck picks up the garbage, the recycling, and the compost all at the same time. That's to save money, while at the same time charging taxpayers more money for projects that are not being followed through on. And all that compost, all that recycling, all that garbage ends up in the same place. It ends up in landfills and oceans because government's cheap. They say they're going to do all these projects, and a lot of places aren't actually implementing the projects. They charge you for the extra recycling bin, composting bin, and then the garbage truck just takes it all in one truck to the dump. And that's that. And I have friends who have seen this happen in their communities. They actually wait to see who comes to pick up what. And they've seen one truck take everything in the same truck. And they have had those drivers, they went out and asked them, why are you putting all this in the same truck? Isn't it supposed to be picked up by different trucks, like a recycling truck, a composting truck? And don't get me wrong, some communities do it properly. But in the communities that don't, some of them will lie and say, oh, there's a separator in the truck that it magically divides the compost from the recycling and the recycling from the garbage and whatever. That does not happen. It just doesn't. So a lot of government and municipal workers do lie in order to keep their jobs, in order to save money and kill the environment, the planet, faster, because the bottom line for a lot of corporations and government is greed. It's just money. Greedy, greedy, blah. So in order to make a difference in the world, we need to personally be the changes we want to see in the world. And so in doing that, I encourage others as well as myself to reduce waste, including reducing recycling, because the recycling is not a solution, not at all at this stage in how recycling is being dealt with, and the cost of recycling, and the emissions often involved in recycling, and the shipping of recycling to different countries, and then if it doesn't get done, it ends up in the oceans, and it's just a big mess. It really is a huge mess. So recycling is not the solution. Composting, refusing single-use items, refusing packaged food, so you're reducing packaging to zero, that is the solution. Our conscious consumer choices, to be more eco-conscious in our consumer choices, is the solution. And I'll show you, like, just to show you where I'm at with recycling. There's this huge bag, like a big blue bag, size bag. It's like fairly big. So over a year ago, I was filling one of these every month with recycling. And with only 10% of that typically actually being recycled, that's a lot of waste. So now I fill one of these approximately every 4 months or more. Like, it takes me at least 4 months now, presently today, to fill one of these. That is the progress, right? And it will continue to progress. Just like my waste continued to reduce, so will the recycling. And so feeling that I'm like basically at zero waste, that's not really the truth, because the truth is, as long as I'm recycling, I'm not at 100% zero waste. I'm at near zero waste for sure, like especially if you compare to like any average person who hasn't started or has barely started any of these initiatives in their own life. Which is fine. Like, it's great if you are starting, like, whoo, awesome. Like, start with composting and then go from there. And just do you and go at your own pace. Any waste reduced is awesome. Like, legit. And just keep on keeping on, and know that the truth to recycling is it's not a solution for our planet. Thanks for watching. Love y'all so much. Later.